Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and it's the final of the Europa League, and it is Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United. And it is going to be a shit show. Let's be very honest. I mean, this is going to be probably one of the wildest finals we are ever going to see. In my opinion, to be very honest with you, because the way the tournament has gone and the way the forms of both of these teams have gone, I mean, it is like a 16th versus 17th in the Premier League, and both of them are playing in the European final, and one of them is going to qualify for the Champions League. So as I said, it's quite weird, if I'm being very honest with you, to see two teams who, stature of the clubs is quite a big, especially Manchester United, but their form in the domestic league being so poor, and yet both of them are going to be in the final. I think it will be a fun game. Let's be very honest. You expect that from both of these sides. It may turn out to be a sort of a comical game from one of them, and I'm hoping it's Spurs, being an Arsenal fan. But there's a meme that goes on around the internet where it says, I hope both of them lose. So it is one of like those situations for me as an Arsenal fan. But I think, as I said, I think it would be a very entertaining game that I am really sure I think we can expect goals in this game. The way that both of these teams set up, that's the first thing. Because Spurs are going to play, their attacking football. They are going to play with that high line. Postecoglou is gonna die on that hill no matter what happens. And then you have Amorim's pressing style. He wants to dominate the ball. He wants to have more possession with the ball. So I think both of them are gonna likely to play off each other's theories. They are likely to play off each other's tactics, and I think that is going to result in a very good game of football. That's the one thing. And as I said, the reason I think we can expect a lot of goals in this game is because of the errors that both of them, the players of both of these clubs are going to make. Because let's be very honest, there are going to be errors, there are going to be mistakes in these games that are eventually going to turn in goals. Some of them might not turn into goals, and the keepers save them or something like that, but they are going to be mistakes. I think it will be a psychotic game. It will be quite a lot of stuff is going to happen. I think going into the game, you cannot put your money on any of them. I don't think any one of them is clear favorites in terms of going into, because both of their forms have been really poor. And I mean, I've been making videos for the last 1 month or so after every European game, and Manchester United end up losing and Spurs end up losing. So I really don't know what to expect in this game, that which way it is going to go and how they are going to play, because it is a European competition. That's one thing, and their form has been really good. But I will say, saying on social media, somebody tweeted that it is because the level of Europa League is not that good, and that is why the two so poor teams of the Premier League are able to play like this and reach the final of the Europa League. I sort of agree in a way. I don't completely agree. But I think the teams really did not live up to their hype. Most of, I mean, the semi-finals, I mean, Atletico Bilbao, the way that they played in that semi-final, I could not believe that they somehow, they just rolled over from Manchester United. So it has been a help for both of them to reach the final. There's no doubt about that. But I would say, it just felt like both of these clubs, and the players and the managers, I'm not going to involve the fans, but I think the players and the managers a long time ago realized that there's no chance that they're going to qualify for Europe through the league phase, and they put all their concentration and all their hard work in the European competition. And I think that is why you just see the difference of performance when they play in Europe, when they play in the Europa League, and when they play in their domestic leagues. And that is why they've been able to reach here. But now you are going to play against each other, and I think the interesting thing is the similarities. You have so many injuries at United, you have so many injuries at Spurs. You have players underperforming at United, you have players underperforming at Spurs. You have young players, stepping up for United, you have young players setting up for Spurs. It is mind-boggling that we have so many similarities for both of these teams, and they are going to play in the final. I think in my opinion, I think the thing that is going to really decide is and that is why I'm going with in my opinion, one team is going to win is the experience of the players that have played in games like this, that have played in European finals, that have won European finals, and there's another set of players who have not done it. they might be the better team on paper as compared to, and I mean, like I think Spurs are a better team on paper as compared to United, but I just don't see, and I know I Spurs fans are, going to be a bit of a pissed, some of them who see the video that I'm saying, because I just don't see the players, really stepping up. In when things are going to be really tough, because they have not been in this situation like this. I mean, Son has been in a Champions League final, but they lost. You have you don't really have that many players apart from some Son and a couple of them at the back who have been in a place like in a game like that. And go on to go ahead and win that. Apart from Romero, I mean, Romero won the World Cup, but that was serious, and I get it. And that is a big thing, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't have enough players who have played in this type of games and go on and done it. In terms of Manchester United, you have quite a lot of players who have been in bigger games, in big situations and gone on to win, whether it is for their national teams or players like Bruno Fernandes, or when you have Casemiro with Brazil and Real Madrid. You have Mazourai, what they did in Morocco, what he did with PSG. Like, they have one thing, they have that experience of that winning mentality. And I think that is really going to go ahead and help Manchester United in this game. I think Spurs team is a lot better as compared to Manchester United, but I think the experience that they have, I think that could be really vital. In terms of players that are going to be really important, I mean, you cannot take away a Son. I think it's going to be very important for Spurs if they really have to win. I think their defense has to be really strong. I think the game is going to be a one in the midfield, if I'm being very honest. And if you look at the midfield, I mean, Manchester United's midfield, in my opinion, is much better as compared to Spurs midfielder. Of course, Spurs have injury issues in the midfield, and I think that is going to really help Manchester United. I mean, in Bruno Fernandes, Ugarte, Casemiro, I think the collective experience of these three players are playing for so many years and playing in these big games, I mean, that is going to be really valuable to Manchester United. As I said, I expect goals in this game. I would not be surprised if we go all the way to two penalties, and we see a winner out there in the penalties. But I really don't want to say it, because I think if that happens, I think it gives the edge to Spurs, courtesy of Onana. But you never know, when a player turns up and gives out a big performance. As I said, I think just because of the experience, I am going to go with United. I'm expecting goals in this game. I think it'll be a very entertaining game. You are going to have a fun watching it, and that is why I'm going for a very entertaining 3-2 win after extra time. I think 2-2 in normal time, and then Manchester United are gonna win in extra time, and I think it is gonna be, and it is very surprising. Not really surprising the way that he has played and the goals he has scored this season. I think it is gonna be Harry Maguire who scores the winner and wins the Europa League for Manchester United. So yeah, that is my prediction. 2-2 at full time, 3-2 in extra time, with Harry Maguire scoring the winner for Manchester United. That's it from me. Let me know what you guys think of the game. Who do you think is going to be the winner, and who do you think is going to be the main player for the final? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the Champions League final. That is my deadline. So please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.